very welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Liz Kengonzi, and if it's your first time to see this face, you're very welcome. Just know you're loved, and please subscribe. Just down there, just subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. God bless you. Keep watching, keep commenting, ask questions. Let's discuss. Let the discussion keep going. Most of these videos, it's not that we know it all, just sharing our experiences, sharing what we believe we know, what we think has challenged us, so that at least the discussions can begin and we discover ourselves a little bit more. Because at every stage in life, you realize the previous stage you knew little. When I was 20, in my 20s, I really thought I knew stuff, and I used to diss my 10s thinking I knew nothing. Now I'm in my 30s, and I look at my 20s, I realize, I knew little compared to what I'm learning now. So there's always gap, there's always room to learn. Even in our 50s, even in our 70s, even in our 100s, we shall still be learning. Some particular things, learning never ends. So as we share these concepts, please feel free to comment. If you disagree with something, feel free to say that, because you can't know the people you are actually blessing or the people you're touching or speaking to in that moment or in that comment. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, please give it so that I know what's happening. If I get 100 of these, I'll know that the information is going south. Anyway, you're welcome, and I bless God for today and for this moment. Me, I'm well. I thank God that I'm well and everything is okay. I just wanted to highlight something. You know, I have a video about dates. If you can go back, there's a video about dating. Dating frequently, dating for those in relationships that they wish to invest more. I know this can be done from romantic relationships to marriages okay, marriages are also romantic relationships. Romantic friendships, relatives, blood relations, etc. You can do this for any relationship you think of, because every relationship we need to invest in it. We need to invest time, we need to invest resources, like money. We need to invest in as much as we can so that the relationship grows. And we know any living thing has to grow. If not, it just keeps dying. So if you're in a relationship where you're not investing, I want to challenge you to start investing a little bit more. And the investment should be, manage your expectations so that you don't, when you psych up, you might watch this video and psych up, you're like, now I'm going to invest time. And then you start to expect the same from your partner. Your partner hasn't made the same commitment. So invest and see how your investment, what kind of results will your investment yield? Will they be positive? Will they be negative? So debts is one form in which you can invest time and quality time. And in so doing, you get to know each other, you get to learn stuff, you get to actually sympathize with each other's challenges, to understand what's going on with the other person. So I just wanted to give more flesh to that in regards to marriage. Most of us, when we get married, we stop, when we start marriage, we stop to give that time whereby you spend with your loved one to actually speak and all this. Because most of us, when we are dating, number one, you're not staying in the same place. Okay, I'm saying most reservedly. Most people, you're not staying together, and if you're not staying together, you have to always meet somewhere to actually catch up or talk. So it becomes like a routine for you to meet up and do something together. But when you get married, you're in the same place, all of that seems to lose meaning. Yet actually, it's when it's needed the most. We need to set time apart, and we meet with our loved ones, with our partners, so that we can understand what is happening. Do you know, you guys, what challenges me most is like in every area of our lives, we have meetings. Every area, in our workplaces, in our schools, in our churches, with our friends, everywhere, we have meetings. Like, oh my God, it's been so long without us meeting. And you meet up and you jazz and you catch up and you ask questions and you follow up stuff, etc. But in our marriages and relationships, we don't have that kind of thing. We just let things roll the way they want. When there's an argument is when you do what? You address particular issues. And there's no argument, you let it be. We need to adapt some culture, a culture whereby you meet up some particular times and you sit down properly. It can be as geeked up to a point of having an agenda. You sit down, you're like, okay, we shall begin with ABCD, go to ABCD, go to ABCD, like that, and complete it like that. I'm growing to appreciate that concept, because with time you realize things can slip through the cracks. you're with the person every day and you keep talking about what is on the news, what is out there, what your friends have done, what the children have done, and you lose sight of the reality that the two of you are work in progress. You need to speak and know, where is he emotionally, where is he psychologically, where is his health, where finances, where are we standing now? You don't wait until you're on Lukumi. That's when you're like, oh my God, now we need to talk about finances. No, I think we need to develop a culture. Dates in themselves, they are always, they have this bad rap, like it's for fun only. We are going out on a date, I have to put on and go for a date. It's like dancing and just having fun and smiles and whatnot. Yes, but I think we also need to add a serious aspect whereby you go out with somebody and you're speaking about something that actually impacts and influences the two of you. You get, whereby you can have even topics set out. You decide, you're like, okay, we are going to talk about finances. This time we shall talk about children. Of course, only relevant topics. We shall talk about our future, maybe academics, maybe career, maybe a love life, maybe romance in our lives. Like talk about things, your expectations, your dreams, etc. So that you're on the same footing. Because it's hard to be a partner to someone when you're not in their life really. Being a partner means that you're sharing a goal, you're sharing a vision, but visions change. All those things keep changing as times go on. Later on now, because of a lot of things that are bombarding us, from sicknesses to economic issues, to political issues, etc., we need to keep reevaluating, seeing, okay, this is the vision we had before for our relationship. Is it still the same now? If it has changed, how do I fit in that? How can I support you? You get it, eh? How do I help you to move forward? These are some of the things that we need to keep thinking about, and we can't think about them without actually discussing with the other person. The biggest and worst habit we can have is to start assumptions, whereby I assume he's fine, he assumes I am fine, I assume he thinks I am fine, he assumes, like it goes on and on and on. Before you know it, you're strangers to each other. I think we need to adapt this more often. I want to hear more couples whereby we are talking about these kinds of meetings, whereby you meet with your spouse and you plan, you talk, and they should be in environments that are comfortable. They should be in places where there's no distractions, you see, eh? Yeah, there shouldn't be distractions. If you have children, try and move a little bit away, or wait when they're asleep. Children like mine, they never sleep at the same time. They're strategic. There's always one guarding me. There's always one who is awake seeing what mom is doing. Anyway, so we need to plan as a couple what works for you. What works for you? Is home okay? Is a nearby restaurant okay? And try to make it as low cost as possible so that it doesn't get overwhelming. Also make it as frequent as possible, because lots of things can happen in 2 weeks. If you decide you'll only meet every 6 months, a lot can have happened in 6 months between a couple. So it's important that even if it's low cost, it's very short, it's straight to the point, it needs to be as frequent as possible, so that at least we keep enriching ourselves, we keep building ourselves up. You follow up, you're like, okay, you know how in meetings, like, guys, we need to get serious to a point that there are previous minutes of, like, last time we discussed ABCD, you were planning to start your master's. How far now? Have you done the application? If you've done the application, have you followed up? If you were doing your research last time, have you followed up with your supervisor? What is happening? How can I help you? Finances, we had said would start saving. How much have we saved so far? Like, following up things on that level. Otherwise, if we don't do that, we shall be talking out of emotions only. The moment you break down emotionally is when you pour out your heart. You're like, you know what, you need to love me more, you need to care for me more. But that is an emotional moment. You're speaking out of emotions, and most times the other partner is also speaking out of emotions or out of defensiveness, and nothing that really goes forward per se. Most of the couples that are actually successful and have a good, healthy communication, they do this, but some of them do it subconsciously. Like they don't like plan it or schedule it. If that's what works for you, well and good, go ahead. But we need to do this. Communicate, and communicate often. So please, each couple that is represented here, each person that is watching this, send it to someone you think it's useful to. But let's plan and schedule some meetings You call them whatever you want. You know, most people meeting might seem so geeked up, especially for us ladies who like cute names like dates, outing, etc. So call it whatever you want, but either way we need to meet up as couples and try and follow up. And these meetings don't have to necessarily be physical. If physical meetings are hard, you can always do virtual. These days there's Zoom, there's WhatsApp video, it can even be an audio video, as long as you've set your mind to it and you're actually settled to have that kind of meeting. Let the two of you as responsible adults sit down and actually start to plan and look things forward. But that's just a meeting between two people. It could even be a meeting between, you know, yourself. You plan your life. You sit down and have a moment whereby you're planning your life. Okay, now I'm single. What is the way forward? How do I need to improve myself spiritually? What can I do financially to do this? And this career-wise, what is going on? It is so, but we need these meetings, guys. We need these meetings so that we be deliberate and intentional in the good deeds we need to do in our relationships. Remember, every relationship, you need to invest in it for it to be healthy. Nothing will fall from the sky without your investment or input. Yeah. Maybe the other point about the meetings, I would like to encourage us so much that as you tell it to the other partner, try your level best. Okay, one thing I found, like, it's very hard for those who haven't done it. Imagine people have been married for 10 years. Now, how do they start it from the blue? It is best that you sit down and actually speak facts to your partner. Tell him, you know what, we've been struggling with ABCD, we've never found a way out. I think we need a strategy that we communicate. We need a strategy that works for us. But how do we devise these strategies without actually sitting down, the two of us, and meeting up? So sell it to your person the best way you know how. For instance, for me, if I'm to ever sell anything to my person, I have to come from a factual point of view, not emotions. If I tell him, you know, I feel, you know, I want, you know, no, he'll never buy it. He will sympathize and leave it there, but he'll not buy it. But when you come with facts, you're like, you know what? This is going to help us in ABCD. This is needed because of ABCD. This is going to, like, come with facts on your fingertips that he easily appreciates and easily grabs it on it. So let's take it on, please. Let's be vigilant. Let's fight for our love life. Let's fight for our relationships, because most of the issues we have actually are small. They begin small and then they enlarge. And on enlarging is when they become issues that are beyond us. And you find a very lovely couple breaking up over something that they could have addressed just a few months ago. Make sure that these meetings are not at the end of your day, because at the end of the day you'll be exhausted. At the end of the day, both of you are not interested. So try your level best, always schedule it in a way that it's at a time when you're a bit fresh. It might not be at the beginning of the day, because every day of the week you have stuff to do anyways. Yeah, so try and make sure it's when you're still fresh, mentally, emotionally, still available, physically still capable, so that at least both of you are listening to each other in a particular way. And each one of us need to be respectful to the other person's opinion. We need to be very obedient, I think humble to a point that even the other person has good points. You're not the only source of great points. So when you appreciate that the other person too has something to say, it becomes easy for you to respect their opinion, to listen to them, and to honor where they're coming from, so that you evaluate what exactly is best. Because just because I'm excited about my point doesn't mean that it's the best. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I wish us all the best. Let's not forget to invest. Invest. And the more you invest, the better it becomes. Relationships are hard work. You can't sit and raise your legs and raise your hands and just expect things to fall on the platter. Bye.